All right, give us a read, Anthony.
Hi, guys. Back from putting the microphone on. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action, so why not make it a little bit more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get on all the games while your friends are out getting sunburned at the beach. I've been using FanDuel to track my favorite matchups, and the app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions and fun ways to bet. If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started.
How long have we been doing the show? You can't clip your own mic on? Are you kidding me?
That's not my job. I do my job. My job is not to clip microphones.
Bill Belichick, do your job.
Let's go. Yeah, do your job. Except I'm not dating a 19-year-old who's
24?
Yeah. He's her sugar daddy. Good for her. Good for him.
We got some breaking news this morning, Bull.
We do.
Dive right into it.
The Guardians have made 2 trades, including one significant one. For those who just maybe, just hearing about this, Shane Bieber has been traded to the Blue Jays. Even the Guardians' trades are incestuous these days. They love trading with the Blue Jays because it's a comfort level. They like being comfortable, the Guardians. And so they trade with a familiar guy in Mark Shapiro.
God, you're ridiculous.
Is that not true?
Well,
what did I say that was factually untrue?
It's comfortable. They have to be comfortable.
Is that not
it's
true?
Comfortable. There are certain teams that other teams align
Okay.
with. The Padres and the Blue Jays are 2 of them. With
So
the
then what did I
Guardians.
say that was wrong?
It's the way you said it. And you know it.
That's true, but what I said was factually correct, but I do know what I was doing there. The truth is, on paper, it's actually a perfectly fine deal. They got a pitcher who's a top 100 prospect. He's the 5th prospect in the Blue Jays system. He was a high draft pick a couple of years ago. Young guy, has pitched well.
Stats are all, I know it's.
Yeah, they were talking about him on MLB radio as a reliever, even though he's been a starter in the minors. I don't know if the plan is.
Maybe they'll make him a reliever.
But he has been a starter in the minors.
He's got a 4-pitch mix. He's 6'4".
Yeah. Although he's dealing with an injury right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
According to the press release, he got called up to Double-A.
Yeah.
Made 1 start in Double-A, then got put on the IL with right shoulder impingement.
Yeah.
Which I'm not exactly sure what that means, but
rotator cuff.
obviously not good. His numbers, by the way, incredible. He was a 2nd-round pick last year, but a 91 and 2/3 innings this season. He's got 99 strikeouts, a sub-1 whip, and an ERA of 2.06 against lower-level minor league competition.
Yeah.
But he's a guy with a relatively high ceiling. And the one knock on him, and I'm curious, Jason Bull, your guys' baseball expertise, coming out was that his fastball just doesn't have a ton of velocity. Tops out at 93, 92-ish. But if there's any organization I feel like that can get your velocity up with a 6'4", 220-pound frame, it's the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically traded Shane Bieber for Shane Bieber. And I think if you look back at where Shane was as a prospect is what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
Shane had a 4-pitch mix. He was a fastball slider guy with not a lot of velo and great command.
Yeah.
It's very similar to who they just traded for. Obviously, hopefully he turns into Shane Bieber. That'd be wonderful. But I just mean, Shane never had a big profile coming out of when they drafted him out of college, and he was a command guy. They got to more velo, I think, with a little bit of use of some substance, because once the sticky stuff went away, so did Shane's velo. He kind of went back down.
Yeah.
But he still managed to pitch effectively with less velo. And I'm sure that there's another 2 to 3 miles an hour that they can get out of this guy, because that's what they do. They send him to the lab and they use their sorcery and they add velocity to these guys. But he's got great command. He's an Indiana kid, started at Purdue, transferred to Mississippi State. As you said, late 2nd-round pick, kind of signed for below slot value. And, he needs to see better competition. He's 22 years old, and he's only made 1 start in Double-A, gave up 2 home runs, and went on the IL. So we'll see.
Yeah, who knows if he's going to pitch it all the rest of the season.
Yeah, he didn't pitch last year. They shut him down after they drafted him.
Yeah, the minor league season ends earlier than the major league season.
Right.
So you only have, you have, 5-6 weeks left in the minor league season, so.
Yeah, end of August it'll end.
Yeah.
So he might be done.
Right, he might be done. But listen, you had to trade Bieber. He was opting out of his contract.
Yeah.
He was going to be a free agent. He didn't have you got a guy, as we've learned very well with the Guardians and other teams, it's all a guessing game. It's an educated guessing game. You never know if a guy's going to pan out or not, no matter how good a prospect he is. The general consensus of the baseball evaluators is that this guy's a good prospect. And so I frankly didn't think they'd get this high rated a prospect for Bieber, considering he hasn't pitched since April of last year.
Yeah.
So it's actually, again, on paper, it's a good deal. Whether they can pick up his velocity or not, it doesn't matter ultimately. If you're a good enough pitcher, you could pitch at any velocity. So there's, we're so obsessed with guys throwing 98, 99, 100 now that's, very popular. But there's plenty of good pitchers that don't throw that hard.
Kind of, not related to the Guardians, but kind of. The A's just sent
Mason Miller, right?
Yeah, for Leo DeVries.
Who's the Padres'
best
prospect?
Top 5 prospect.
That was
in
the
baseball.
guy that was potentially coming to Cleveland, the Stephen Kwan
In a
deal.
Kwan deal.
That would have been another typical Guardians move, trade for a hitter that's 5 years from the majors. But
Oh my God, you're ridiculous.
how am I ridiculous?
He's the number 3
You're
prospect
you're
in
just in a
baseball.
mood. You're just got a burr in your saddle about these guys
Jason.
right now. He's not 5 years away.
I'm exaggerating.
Yes.
The point
You've
is,
been exaggerating all morning. We've been here for 7 minutes.
Okay. I'm not exaggerating about how shitty a job they've done with offense.
Yes, they have. Yes.
Okay, so if I'm going to be a little snarky about it because I'm sick of them failing and letting the fans down, then so be it.
I think and I don't have the numbers
Yeah.
to back this up. I think over the last 10 to 15 years, the top 5 to 10 prospects in baseball probably have a better hit rate than ever before. Very,
Right.
very few guys. If you are considered a can't-miss top 5, 10
Okay,
guy,
fine.
very few of them. It
Right,
happens.
Right,
it
but
happens.
In the end, they didn't get
They
him.
didn't get him.
He goes, well, the A's.
But you get him for a closer? To trade a closer for the top 5 prospect in baseball is wild.
Could Clase have got that?
Yes. Clase is better than Mason Miller.
Right, but Mason Miller's got more years of control. But yes, they would have gotten a haul. I mean, the Twins got a great return. Again, it's all on paper when you're trading for minor leaguers.
Right.
We could say it's a great return, but until they perform in the majors, you don't know. But the Twins got 2 really good prospects, including the Phillies' second best pitching prospect in the trade for Duran, who's not as good as Clase, but they could have gotten a haul for Clase. Obviously, the A's were not. I don't think they were planning on trading Mason Miller. But whatever they got, they probably got even more than DeVries, and DeVries alone is obviously a great pickup.
Yeah.
But they probably got 3-4 players in that. They were saying on MLB radio this morning that there's a chance they want to move Mason Miller into the rotation.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
I think they'll do that for next year. I don't know how you do that now. I think that'd be a move for
it's
next
weird.
year.
I mean, the Padres got a good closer, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway.
Before we get off
Yeah.
into other trades, 'cause I know that's where
Yeah.
we're going next. I just wanted to mention one thing on the Bieber deal.
Yeah.
For a guy who I think we could all agree was not going to pick up his option. Like,
No.
he was going to go to free agency.
As long as he throws well these last 2 months.
So,
Right, but if he didn't pick up his option, it's because he was pitching like crap or he was hurt, and then
He
you
got
wouldn't
hurt
want
again.
it anyway.
Yep.
so for a guy who you may have had for 2 more months, 3 more, whatever the rest of the
No,
season
you would
is.
have had him for like 5 starts.
But
Right, yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
whatever the actual time frame is.
Yeah.
I didn't think the Guardians would be able to get a prospect of the caliber of Khal Stephen. Or is it Stefan Stephen? Do we know how to pronounce it?
Don't know.
Stephen?
Khal Stephen.
We'll call him Khal Stephen for today. A prospect of that caliber back for a rental. And Toronto, and you and I were talking before the show started, Jason, they're half a game back for the best record in baseball, which I was not shocked at because I knew, but when you look, they're literally half a game behind the Milwaukee Brewers for the best record in baseball. They're going for it. They're going all in. They're pushing their chips into the table, and they gave up one of their top 5 pitching prospects. Their number 2 right-handed pitching prospect for 5, 6, 7 starts of Shane Bieber and hopefully a playoff push. So when you look at the overall haul, I understand why some people are mad. The Guardians are selling. They love Shane Bieber, yada, yada, yada. This maybe the first time that they're officially waving the white flag on this season. Sometimes you have to part ways with players that are not part of your future. And in the long-term future, Bieber's made 4 starts in 2 years, guys. And they just got a top 5 prospect.
Yeah, not
from
even.
an organization with a deep farm system. It's not
Yeah.
like, oh, the Blue Jays farm system's a disaster. The top 5 prospect
Right.
in that system would really be the
Yeah.
13th best prospect elsewhere. We have to see how he pans out, obviously.
Yeah. If he pans
But
out
it's-
and becomes a good pitcher, it's going to be a steal.
It feels like a good deal, yeah.
Yeah, it's a smart move for the Blue Jays. I mean, they're trying to win.
They're going
Yeah.
for it.
So I get it. I mean, Shane Bieber, we talked about at the beginning of this year that Shane Bieber could be a difference maker for the Guardians
Absolutely.
in the playoffs. Same thing for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, they're
So
going to
I get why they did it. That makes sense.
They're going to run out of October rotation now of Gosman, who's been pitching well the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Shane Bieber,
Barrios
is up and down, and Bassett. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's very good. Veterans
Yeah.
and and Bieber's always been good when he's been healthy.
It's something I just thought of. Toronto
Yeah.
has a lot of injuries with their minor league pitchers. I don't know. I mean,
They have.
there's a lot of injuries across baseball, obviously,
Yeah.
with pitchers. But them in particular, with this rotator cuff thing now with him, Alek Manoah
He's been out for her for like 2 years.
just had Tommy John Tiedemann, their top pitching prospect, Tommy John. They just had
Their best prospect is
Savage.
Yeah. I don't know if
He's healthy. I think he's healthy.
Yeah, he is.
See a pitcher?
Yeah.
Yes. Again, you never know till the guys are in the big leagues, but on paper, it's a very smart trade for both teams. The Guardians did well here. They did well.
Yeah.
It was a good trade.
Yeah.
And now we'll see what else they do before we get to what else
Shane's
they're
not
gonna
staying
do.
in Toronto, I don't think. Like Shane, for years, the talk was Shane wants to go back to Southern
Yeah.
California. Between the Angels, the Dodgers, maybe the Padres.
I mean, at this point, because I don't know, he's not getting a huge contract, even if he pitches well.
no.
If the
but
Blue Jays made him a good offer, I think there's a chance. But
I think he wants to go back to California.
I don't think it matters. If I'm Toronto, I'm trying to win now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I got Bichette's a free agent at the end of the year. We're playing well. The East is wide open. The Yankees are not that good.
The American League's
League's
open.
wide open.
The Mariners are really going.
Yeah,
for
I
it.
like what the Mariners did.
and they should.
I think the Mariners and the Mets have been the biggest winners so far.
One last question on the Bieber thing.
Yeah.
How many teams do you think were really interested in Bieber? And when you
Oh, I'm sure a
A
lot.
lot.
So this
were a
was
lot.
this was the Guardians taking what they believed was the best player,
yes.
the best
Yeah.
offer they could get for
I
Shane
know.
Bieber.
I know the Cubs were interested for sure. I was hoping they'd get him, but
There was a lot of interest in him.
Yeah.
I kind of thought they'd send him to the NL, but it doesn't really matter because it's a rental. So you just take the best offer in front of you. But yeah, there was a lot of because of his pedigree, because of his track record, and you know what's in there.
So that means Cleveland
If he's
really likes
healthy.
this Khal Stephen guy, Khal Stephen guy.
Yeah, I mean,
if
he's-
they chose him over a bunch of other potential options.
He
Yeah.
fits them to a T in the mold of high command, low velo. We can work with that and get more out of him.